Spirit's telling me you have been standing on business. You have been matching the frequency. Not just recently, okay? But for a long span of time. You have been matching the frequency of what you desire to see in this world. To change, to upgrade, to appreciate, to be present. And what Spirit is saying right now is that energy, that tenacity, that sense of unconditional faith that you have not given up on is in the state of return. There are certain individuals that even if you were in a place right now in your life where there's not really anything you feel like you're needing, like you're in a solid place in your life and you feel that adding others or having changes happen are only a benefit, that you're fulfilled in life, but that you know you're deserving of more. This is a reading for individuals who have been taking a stand with their morals, their guidelines, and the people they know that are meant for them, and not making excuses for anybody, nobody in their life. You see, there's romance surrounding your life, but there's other forms of love as well. You have friends, you have found family members, you have individuals that the last words you've said to them echo. And so much realization about their stubbornness to see your point of view or see a different side has kept them in a box and kept them from being able to really, not just being in a box like with you in like life. I see so many people right now realizing you were right. And it's not the whole I was right, you were wrong type of thing at all. No, like you warned certain people. This could be friends, a past lover, family members, etc. You would warn them, hey, that individual, there's something off about them. Or I don't think what's going on here really aligns with who you are. It feels like you are making excuses for others. You are going against your code to appease others. And the reason you can see it so clear as day on other individuals is because you used to be a people pleaser. You used to be on that other spectrum of wanting to keep peace so badly that you would rob yourself of peace. Do you know what you've done in this past year of your life? I am hearing where you are sitting, where you are standing, wherever you are currently was a dream a year ago. You have had these visions that 2025, that was the year of the snake. That was the year of transformation. That was the year of shedding what no longer serves, both internally, outwardly. And this year, 2026, is the year of the horse. This is chariot. This is no doubt. This is having your team. You are not meant to go backwards. You are not meant to apologize for being the one that's willing to always talk about what needs to be said, no matter how uncomfortable or how mad it makes somebody else. Some of you here have been thinking more recently about some friends, some family members, a lover, etc., who you've been in separation with. But here's the thing. The individuals who are meant to be in your life, they make it clear as day. Certain people we separate with for further growth. Other individuals, it's a divine intervention for them to not come back. There are so many energies surrounding you of people that wish they could come back, wonder if they could come back, or if they're going to be able to be part of your journey further. People are very curious about what's going on in your life right now. What I hear is you are an individual who's very private. You keep your personal life close. So there are some people that are trying to do some extra digging, whether that means through the grapevine, asking questions about you, social media, whatever. There are people who are very curious about what's going on with you. We are picking up on that energy on this reading today. Who is curious? Who is not? Who is not planning? I don't know why they want me to say it this way, okay? But if they want me to say it this way, this is how I say it. Who is not planning for your downfall? Because here's the thing. Any person that wishes ill will on you, or for you, or is envious of you, this bubble of light you have, this daily practice and self-love, appreciation of yourself, of others, of this world, of what you're meant to do here, keeps all of that energy from being able to actually attack you, to even get through your force field. Spirit's wanting us to focus this reading on who is in your court. Who are the cheerleaders on the sidelines? Some, right now, we're focusing on are the ones where they feel safer behind closed doors supporting you. This is a reading about understanding who is watching you from behind the scenes that's supposed to be here. We're not even going to touch. We're not even going to worry about the other lingering energy. But there's no shadow of a doubt that there's at least 1 to 3 people that are positively coming back into your life. And as we speak, wishing no ill will on you. Taking a stand card. Taking a stand, literally. What do we start this reading with? You were taking a stand. You've been taking a stand. You've been standing on business. All right. So there's 2 parts to this reading. The first is going to be exactly what we just stated. Individuals you have no idea are watching you from behind the scenes that are zeroing in on returning into your life, that are supposed to be here and Spirit's guiding. But there's also love. Like specifically, collective text resonates. Some of you, it could be a person that's coming back. But for some of you, you already have a lover in your life. You've entered a new relationship, a new commitment, a situationship that's very progressive. It's not you're sitting around wondering how this person feels. And I am telling you, 2026 is the year in love for you. If you are with somebody right now, you have found the love of your life. If you have been in this state of knowing you need to be in separation from further growth for not even interesting feeling. So what I can explain right now, before I flip the cards over. For a lot of you here, you met somebody before 2026 started. And there has been this energy of stillness, like not stillness where it's still. It's like you guys, when you're together, it's like the world stands still. That you don't feel the need to think about what's outside the walls. When there's no priorities. When there's time to rest. When there's time to extend connections. It's like there's this one soul that's mended with you. That's not going anywhere. That wants the same things you do. That's meant to progress with you. That's meant to grow old with you. We have a big reading in store today. An extremely big reading. Let's get into this. Alright, well, for most of you here, now it makes sense why there's so much romance that I'm feeling within both sides of these. There are 3 people in your life. One that is a past ex situationship or partner who you thought, like the last way you guys talked, it made it to where there was no way to understand either side, where the other person was coming from. You both met each other at a very young time of life. There was even a part of you that for so long wanted them to come back. Like this person that's watching you from the sidelines feels like they loved having power over you without even realizing it. Go with me here. This was a young love or young-minded people. No matter how this resonates for you, you broke free from this connection. This individual did not know truly what they had in their hands when you adored them. What I'm hearing is, as this person's grown and had more life experience, has figured out more information about the ones surrounding them that they were trusting their opinions of, and of you, they want to be part of your story, your family. They actually had seen a whole timeline with you. This person, okay, you know that song? This is the channel song for this one. It's called Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne. That energy of that song where basically it's talking about two individuals who like each other, but one person's more of like an alternative or different individual and the other one's more proper or normal. And that individual does not want others to know that they have a crush on this person. So instead of following their heart for what really is going to make them happy, they completely destroyed the connection, swayed the person away. And forever, for so long, that individual that was swayed away did not understand what they did. And the thing is you are that person in this. In the energy of this song, you are the one that was shifted away. I'm not calling you perfect. But in this situation, this person that is watching you, they were trying to find every reason for this not to work. Self-sabotage. This person daydreams about you. This person checks, if you are somebody that posts a lot on social media, even if you don't, they are constantly checking your page to see what's going on. And that's how this is tying in with that, what's going on, that mysterious energy. There's been some form of shift within how you operate. So you could have made a big career change. You could have made a move. You could have started a new project. You have changed your aesthetic, or just there's something about you that was so permanent or a staple of when they were with you or when you guys were in the middle of your situationship that is flown away. It threw them for a loop. They did not expect for them to look back on your guys' connection like they do now. Here's the thing. This person, they're happy for you. No matter if they would re-enter your life or not, them watching you from the sidelines is not like in a way of, I wish I could be there, so I hope, because I'm not, I hope everything goes bad. No, it's a way of, I wish I could be there, but actually I know I'm not deserving of it. I'm not deserving of it. How could I expect this person to just let me back in like nothing happened? This person wants to say they're sorry for when they manipulated you. And to not give it an excuse at all, but understand it, something within their energy feels like they have finally realized they daily have been being manipulated themselves and almost transferred this. This person wants your cup to overfill. The next individual that is watching you behind the scenes, it's a friendship. Okay, this is somebody where at a very transformative part of your life, so this could be like high school years, this could be early college, this could be even like a childhood best friend, or at a big time in your life where you were making a change, a move. Just somebody that was like a staple, like familial friend. Nothing romantic with this one. There's somebody who, they also are in an energy of like, this friend, it must feel like they abandoned you, or this family member abandoned you. At a time in life when you felt so alone and you needed them most, they left. And they didn't think about you for years. You know, life happens. And out of nowhere, you like started coming on their mind again, or maybe you came up as a mutual on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And what they saw with you like blew their mind. I'm hearing that just whoever you are, the last time this best friend or this brother, sister, cousin, etc. saw you, you could put the old version of you and who you are right next to each other, and it looks like two totally different people. It's not even just the looks. It's like the energy. It's the movements. It's the vocabulary. It's the attitude. It's the personality. It's so real. And you used to be a shell before when you knew this. This friendship, they are so happy for you. They are so happy to see that you are successful, that you are free, that you are manifesting actively everything you've always desired. This was a friend or a person that you really told like so much about yourself to. They knew what you wanted to do as a career. They knew how much pain you went through. And what I'm hearing this person says is you really became the hero of your own life. When you met this person, when this friendship, etc., whatever it is, was in your life at first, you must have felt like a throwaway person, or like you weren't seen. And now, when this person looks back with the knowledge they have, and they say, if I could go back then, knowing what I know now, I would have defended you. I wouldn't have just let people talk about you a certain way around me because I didn't want to rock the boat, or I didn't want to be out of the crew. This friend, it feels like you really can. I'm feeling so much with this one. We all need in our life a best friend. And yes, your best friend absolutely should be the person you're with, your loved one, your romantic partner, but more. We need somebody we could talk to and spend time with. That's not our partner. That's healthy. And you've done so much of this hero's journey alone. It doesn't mean the rest of it's supposed to be that way. Like, this is a friend that's coming back, and they're supposed to be part of this journey. This is a friend where even though they did leave at a time in your life when you needed them most, what I'm hearing is they weren't even sure how to do what was right for them. It was more than the ghosting or the separation. It was more than just, I don't want anything to do with you, or thinking that they thought you were annoying or didn't want to be friends anymore. There was so much in their own life they didn't have the power to tell you. This is a friendship. This is a brother-sister bond, cousin bond that is meant to thrive. They have been watching you from afar. They're curious as to if you would also like this friendship, this brothership, this sisterhoodship, whatever, to rise again. Okay? And then, there's one person who straight up is like lusting over you. There is somebody you had physical like intimacy with. Go with me here because it's collective. Some of you, most of you, had physical intimacy with this person. But for the individuals here who haven't had many sexual experiences in their life, what I'm picking up on is the intensity of the connection being more than just attraction. Go with me here. For the ones who have had sexual intimacy with this person, you were and are the best they've ever had. I'm hearing you guys probably only hooked up once or twice. And how this aligns with you, if you're somebody here who hasn't, like, I know this isn't, I haven't hooked up with somebody. I've only been with 2 people in my life or whatever. Then it has to be, there's some form of affection, like kissing or like a real deep sense of a long night cuddling, holding hands, looking deeply, intimately into eyes. That energy, okay, it only happened once or twice. And then they feel like you were ripped away because with this person, you picked yourself. You saw your pattern. You're like, nope, no matter what I feel, I am seeing the red flags. I'm honest with myself. And no matter how much I like this person, no matter what, I can't avoid the red flags. They feel like they had a taste of you and then you were ripped away from them. And they know what they did wrong too. Like this person, they like watching you from the sidelines. This person honestly has like it seems like the energy of having your pictures or your text messages pulled up all the time, repeating reading them, repeating watching videos of you guys together, or if you're somebody that posts on social media, this person, like, it's a deep-seated desire to know what else you could have done, what else you could have felt together. And it is like almost like the energy of like foaming at the mouth for you. Like they don't know how many more days they can go without saying, hey, you want to see where this can go again? Not just pick up where we left off. Really talk. This person has gone back and forth on messaging you, back and forth on trying to ask to see you. But the thing is, even if you don't want this anymore, understand that the energy they are sending is not ill-willed. If they reach out to you, it's not spirit saying that this person was the exact individual we needed you to separate for further growth with. This energy, it feels like more of a confirmation on how much you reclaimed your energy from the chase. Because this person made you chase them. This is where it's interesting with this energy. It looks like you were a pursuer, a chaser for them for a long time. And then you were intimate, whatever form of your intimacy was. And you realized, you're like, and it had nothing to do with the actual act. It's about what happened after the conversations, the misunderstandings that turned into altercations or etc. You're like, no matter how good the bedroom was, no matter how connected the soul feels, I can't avoid the 3D red flags. And I am picking myself up, I am reclaiming, and I am moving forward. And I am letting this person know I'm grateful for the experience we had together. But that's it. They wish no ill will. Part of them doesn't ever even want to message you because they wonder if it would be I'm trying to find the right way to put it, passing your boundaries. But they're going to reach out, and Spirit says you can you can let your guard down. You can let this conversation and see if there's something that can be picked up on. Like the red flags that might have been seen in them could have been corrected by this time. They could have gone and done their own work. If there was karmic connections or people that were influencing them, they've separated from that and they've grown. This energy really shows me as well as if you currently in your life aren't in a relationship or a very strong situationship, this is the person that you have an unfinished story with. That's going to progress into the romantic reading, okay? But for most of you here, you met a new person in 2025 and you transferred into 2026 being together. And this connection is divinely guided. This connection you have met in thousands of lives. I am telling you, no matter what happens with these three people, they all have a plan on trying to reenact your love. And they have no ill will. That doesn't mean you have room for them at your dinner table. But that does mean that there's unfinished business that's able to either be closed out or grow together. So no matter, for this part of the reading, going into the romantic, like the person of 2026 that you are supposed to be sharing a life with, no matter if it's somebody deep, deep, deep from your past, or if you just met them in 2025, the energy of this reading is going to align. What I can tell you about the masculine in this situation, they see this feminine as sacred. This masculine has done so much inner work to not become what has surrounded him, to rise above the malevolent influences, to pay attention and grow and become their own healthy partner. You see, I see a masculine and a feminine that have manifested each other. If you met in 2025, you met at a time when you least expected it. I'm hearing you weren't looking for love. Something felt numb in the air about love. To be quite frank, in your life, you kind of just got to a spot where you're like, you know what? I'm good being single. Like, I really am. And you were doing things you had never done before. You were, or even picking up old hobbies that you hadn't done in a long time. You were allowing yourself to just experience new places. Be present. And spirit literally brought you halfway with another. When you two looked at each other, you knew. You know how you hear people say, when you know, you know? And if you never experienced the whoever that you, when you know it is in your life, you can't understand truly what that means. You hear, you're like, oh yeah, people say you know when you know, but I've never really felt that way. Yeah, it's because you haven't found that person yet. But when you do, there's no going back. I'm seeing two souls who only could have aligned if all of the decisions beforehand, all of the despair you went through, all of the happiness, all the trials and tribulations, they had to happen for your path to cross. Spirit has divinely guided and protected this union. This has been orchestrated from far away lifetimes. You and this person meet in every life. You're meant to find each other when you are ready for the treasure. There's somebody where they're on, just picture a treasure chest, picture a pirate boat and a map, okay? The time frame when you're finding the map, you're figuring out how you're going to get a boat. your crew, the food that you're going to need for the exploration, all of the tools, supplies. That is the work you're doing by yourself. That is like when we're in the dark night of the soul. That is when we are going through our tower moments and figuring out, okay, I have to do this for myself, but I know I can't do all of it alone. I know there will come a point where everything I could do by myself, I've done. And to continue this journey, I need people by my side. Who they are, when that comes, I don't know. I release that to spirit, but I'm going to try. I'm going to see the bigger picture, and that all of my pain does transmute into light if I choose it to. You never gave up on your version of love. You could have been told that it's unrealistic. You're not going to find that. You need to lower your what's the word I'm trying to look for right now? You need to lower your standards. I can't even fathom thinking about that. No, you don't. You and this person are a reward in every life for each other. It's like after certain check marks have been done, certain life experiences, you always find each other and finish the journey. You guys are far from your journey being over. It's like the energy now of you're all prepared. You're on this pirate ship together. You have the map. And now you're sailing together. This part of the journey where you are at this moment, you are reading, you are seeing, you are watching this video. You are in smooth waters. You are banded together. And your connection is divinely guided and protected by our Creator. Your love is pivotal to the vibration of this existence. Your love has a domino effect for other divines to find each other. Your love breaks illusion. Your love repairs. Spirit wants you to focus on this connection. This person is a forever love. If you both continue to choose each other every day, to be real, to pass the ball back in each other's court, to remember that you are dance partners, not enemies. You're never to feel that you need to compete with your person. This person desires you just as much as you desire them. And you both feel like you desire the other one more. And in a way, go with me here, it's such a green flag that you both think that. You're like, oh, I love you. Like, you have no idea. I love you more. You have no idea. There's no possible way anybody could feel more love than I do for you. And they vice versa feel that for you. This is a sacred connection. You are meant to fully hold on to this. You do not let this go. This is everything you waited for. And I'm saying waited for because in the reality of things, in the big scheme of things, it was never waiting. It was preparation. It was Spirit making sure that you two met. Not a second before nor a second after needed. You have entered into the timeline of a divine union. And this is strong. It is not going anywhere. This love fills in all of the missing puzzle pieces. You both are individuals who live for yourself, but also do live for each other. You know, people say, I love you so much I die for you. This love, of course there's still that energy, but it's even more. I love you so much I'll live for you. I love you so much I'll take care of myself. I love you so much that I'll transmute my pain. I love you so much that I want to live. Living is no longer just for yourself. This part of your journey is destined to thrive. Your nervous system, your ego it's trying to figure out the safety it feels now. Because it's used to being hyper mode. It's used to something having to just wait for something to happen. You're not in those energies anymore. You're not around those people. You have moved yourself forward. Spirit is so proud of you. There's no rushing. You guys are doing this at the correct pace. This love is meant to expand. This is meant to start going the next steps. Depending on where you are, that either means long-term commitment. I'm seeing a lot of people getting engaged in 2026. I see a lot of people starting families in 2026. But Spirit is saying, the ball is in your court. And every day, you will never wonder how this person really feels for you. They'll make it crystal clear. I'm not saying you guys won't have your realistic trials and tribulations and get under each other's skin here and there. That's supposed to happen. In healthy relationships, that stuff happens. But the way you used to have to pry for attention from whoever your lover was, or be afraid of saying the wrong thing, stepping on toes, and then there's all these fights and all this stuff happen. No, that doesn't happen with this. You two crave the peace. You cherish the peace you bring into each other's lives. This connection is always going to thrive. You are meant to meet in every single lifetime. Before we finish up the reading today, guys, I want to give you a little bit of a life update on yours truly. So you've probably noticed I haven't been posting as much as I normally do the past couple of weeks. And you probably are also noticing that the background of my room is totally different. If this isn't the first video you've ever seen of me. Here's the thing. I moved, guys. I have entered a home that I have dreamed of. And my energy, my time, my resources had to all be put to this move. But now I am settled in this home, this beautiful home, this new part of my journey. And look at what we all do together. When we allow ourselves to say, I need to make these moves, we help an energetic, almost like a beacon of light. We help others see what moves they need to do. When we make moves in our own lives, even though it's not necessarily completely connected to another's life, there's an energetic battery we send. We don't have other people's data if they're not part of our story, but we do have the ability to share the battery, the power. If you're afraid to take a leap of faith, you can't expect others to. You have to do what's best for you, no matter what the parasite, that part of you that wants you to play it small, other people, whatever it is for you. You don't let it stop you. You can put anything you know is destined for you, is meant for you. You put your mind to it, you're going to get it. So, with that being said, my whole entire uploading schedule is about to be back on track. And you guys are going to see in the next couple of videos, it's going to be not really too much stuff back there, but I got a really cool idea and I'm excited to get this whole part decorated for you guys. But we're definitely going to have a few videos where it's just kind of like the beige wall. Now, let's get back into our reading.
Have you been looking to get out of your comfort zone? Go see a part of the world you haven't been to before. Have an adventure. Meet newfound family members and lifelong Memories? Well, I got an epic experience for you to join with me. That is a camping and hiking based adventure to Utah. Every single year, I host a retreat in a different part of the world. This July 2026, the next adventure is going to be in the Utah Rocky Mountains. This is a hiking and camping based adventure. We're going to be visiting multiple trails, camping at many different sites throughout the entire experience. And two of the main activities will be horseback riding and white river rafting. Everybody that comes on the trip is going to be receiving a one-on-one personal reading with yours truly in the Rocky Mountains, and I'm going to be hosting a tarot workshop. To claim your spot, you only have to put a 25% down deposit, and you have all the way until March to pay the remaining amount off for the trip. And right now, at the time of me filming this, I do still have some of my early bird spots available, which takes off $200 from the trip price. To find out more information about how you can join me in the Utah Rocky Mountains for 6 days in July of 2026, go ahead and check out the link in my bio, offprintmint.com. And that's what I got for y'all today. I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it.